Alright, so we good to go?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Nincompoops podcast. I'll be your host today, Paul, along with my co-hosts Jim, Dean, Kenny, and we have a special guest today by the name of Jaycee.
Hey, welcome,
Hey.
welcome.
What's up?
Hey.
How's it going?
Our
Hello.
friend Jeffrey could not make it today because he's busy with homework and being a good student. So
Wow.
he will not be
Yeah.
joining us today, unfortunately.
Yeah, hopefully next week you guys will get to see him, but we'll save what we're going to talk about until next week. But for now, we're going to have a special guest. This literally just happened like 2 minutes ago, where we got him to agree to join us for today.
I know,
But-
right?
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah, we didn't even plan on having a special guest, at least not for a few episodes. But here we are.
hmm
Things change.
Yeah. Say hi, Jaycee. Say hi
Hello.
to the camera.
Hi, camera.
Hey.
Hey.
Also, Kenny and Jaycee just both recently woke up, so they're both pretty dead. So this might be the most low volume or low energy start we're gonna have for a while.
Is it low energy or is it just more like very relaxing, very soothing?
Maybe we just have to get into the mood.
Maybe a little
Yeah.
bit both. A little bit of a
Special shout out
ASMR
to our
stream here.
special shout out to our chatter AFM. Welcome to the stream.
Yeah,
What
put
about,
some
what about
like
Nuss right there? Right there, Nuss.
just like put some like soothing music, some like smooth jazz, like a bottle of wine, light some candles, dim the lights a little bit. You're good to go. It's like the perfect setting for like a nice soothing, relaxing nap or sleep wherever you are.
Yeah.
hmm
Indeed.
But anyway, I guess we're gonna start out with a little bit of introduction for our special guest, since this is his first time being on here. He's also been in the chat every now and then as AFM, who's who'd say some things every now and then. Basically just tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do and how you know about us or know us personally.
Well, JC. Wow. Well, brain fart. Currently
Got this, man.
do VTubing on Twitch. Working for the Navy right now. And I know all these fools from high school.
Damn, I didn't know
Very
we were
true.
fools, man.
I mean,
Shit.
have you seen the name of our podcast?
Yeah, we're not fools. We're Nincompoops. All right,
Yeah.
get it right.
Okay, I'm
Get it
sorry.
right.
I know all these Nincompoops from high school.
Yeah. JC's the same year as me, so we're both class of 2015, and we're both. I think you're 23 by now. I'm assuming. So
Yes.
yeah, we're both 23. Yeah, Paul met us when we were tiny freshmen.
As was like similar to like the whole intro episode where we're like introducing each other. I met these fellows. Same way I met Jim. Just like, hey guys, welcome to March Unit. You better do the things that I tell you. You're out. And that's how the relationship started. Just how it is.
Yeah, How I joined was that one of our friends pretty much goaded me and my other friends to joining. I thought it was just for one day, but it was not for just one day. So
It
we
was
ended up
for a
staying in March
lifetime.
Yeah, I was stuck in it for so long. I eventually became the commander as well, and yep, that was kind of my career. And JC, how did you get into Paul's marching unit drill team?
Same thing. I was told, yeah, it'll just be pretty short and sweet. Just get you up to basics on marching. And turns out you're in there for the whole year.
Yeah, that was not the contract I signed, but it was the contract I got.
I mean, to be fair, you could have dropped out whenever you wanted.
Yeah, but you were fucking scary, dude. You had those death stares. Like,
Death
we were just
stares,
went
or
at that, so, like
Or was I just blind?
you. Well, I thought you were doing death stares, but no, you were just blind.
Yeah.
I was a chinky boy.
Yeah. I think out of all of us, JC probably knows me the best because you guys graduated, and then
Mhm.
me and JC were the same year. But Yeah. What JC's also as he said, he's a VTuber, and that's gonna be the topic that we're gonna talk about today. We're actually gonna talk about it before we actually asked him to come over. So, I kind of figured, why not have him over since he literally does that and is part of the community.
Yeah.
So, yeah. For those who doesn't know what VTubing is, would you want to explain what it is?
Yeah.
Either
What is
you-
VTubing?
So VTubing is basically using some kind of model, either 2D or 3D, as your avatar in place of using an actual webcam. So you know how on Twitch they have a camera of the person? Well,
Yeah.
instead of that person sitting there, it's some anime girl
Hey.
or guy, right?
or guy.
Can you be like a
Um,
fucking random animal or some shit too, instead of just
Yeah,
being
you-
a human?
Yep, you can practically be everything. The VTubing in itself is it's pretty what's the word? Wide. Like you can have whatever character you want.
So there's a lot of variety.
Yeah, a lot of variety, and the way you VTube just differs from person to person because some people have a whole act they do with the voice and they
Like they have like a
Do all-
character, right?
a whole character they play, or some people literally just play themselves and it works out.
So what style do you do, or which are you a role player, or are you just being yourself? What type of VTubing do you do for your stream?
I normally just play myself. I mean, of course the avatar doesn't look like me, but I base the avatar on practically myself. So I don't really do any acting at all. It's just
Yeah, it'd be a little
Straight-
weird for you to act like
Yeah.
an anime girl.
Oh, so that's what the profile is. I was wondering what that was.
Moshi
I thought it was like,
moshi. Nothing desu.
Paul, you baka.
You fucker!
it looks like a character from like Avatar or something. That's what I thought it was.
Oh,
Could
in my
be.
profile picture.
Yeah.
You know,
On Discord.
I did my own model and drawing and basically everything.
Wow.
There's a lot of tools that you can use to help you get started. It's pretty easy to get into. Like I thought it would be pretty hard, but the community itself and the tools that they've created make it super easy. Which is why there's a huge new boom now of VTubers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
definitely
you also gave us a suggestion that we could use like a VTubing thing for each of our portraits instead of like our
Discord
profile
portrait.
pictures. Yeah,
Or like just like VTubing, or just have like a picture of yourself
that's true. Except on Discord, it's hard to magnify our profile pic since it's just like a
Yeah.
small circle accompanied by the background of color scheme. But yeah, I thought I know Dean has recently kind of gone into that word a little bit.
Yeah.
So
I
we did think about doing it, but yeah, Dean, how did you get into it, by the way?
I have no clue. It was just oh, okay. All right. The whole story is like every other people that got into VTubing, which is I was on Instagram, and saw this VTuber, and then I was like, oh, got curious what this is all about, and then it led me back to YouTube, and that's how I, was like, oh, okay, dude, it's pretty interesting. It's an interesting concept, yeah.
And Kenny and Paul, did you guys know about VTubing, or this is like just a new thing for you guys?
Personally, for me, this is a new thing.
I've kind of known VTubing for the past few weeks when there's like one anime channel was like on like my recommendation like popped up showing about like a VTuber playing GTA 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I was like, "What is this?" All I saw in the titles are like,
They said the
like,
N-word.
here, it's like here we go again. I'm like, oh okay. It's a couple seconds. It's like about a minute long. I'll like click on it because it's like a minute.
Yeah.
It's a short attention span nowadays.
Yeah.
And that video led me to like another like, oh okay, so I guess this is a thing now. But I guess it started like back in like 2018
Yeah.
when I like looked more into it. So like, oh wow.
It didn't really
It's been
turn
a
into like
while.
recently.
Yeah.
I think. But yeah, it was inevitable that was gonna happen because you know the Hatsune Miku thing, the Vocaloids.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when that took off, I figured it was only a matter of time until VTubing became
A thing.
not just like a niche thing amongst like the anime fans or the weeb community, but eventually
For everyone.
for everybody. Yeah, because Hatsune Miku, even though that is kind of a niche thing, it was very popular because it's like real singers, but it's like virtual instead. So when it popped off, it got mainstream. I wasn't too surprised. I was like, oh, okay, this is definitely a thing now. But yeah, I'm assuming a lot of VTubers usually just like play games and just chill, just like anyone else or anyone else. So Jaycee, how often do you stream VTubing?
It just depends on my schedule. I don't particularly have a set schedule.
Oh,
I know
okay.
that a lot of the more hardcore streamers do, like they make it their freaking life, but
But you're busy with
Yeah.
work and stuff.
yeah, I had to balance it with work, and
Yeah.
right now I haven't streamed in about a week because I had to move.
I
But
see.
it just depends, especially on what kind of community you're trying to get, I guess.
Okay.
For the audience, do you have I know you definitely have a Twitch, but do you also have a YouTube channel too?
I do
And
not have a YouTube channel.
Can you also plug your Twitch channel where else you have, just so if anyone listening is interested, they can follow you on there if you feel like sharing your Twitch link.
Yeah, I don't mind. It's twitch.tv/apham with 2 M's.
That's,
APHEMM.
Okay.
The from with like 1M was already taken.
Yeah.
Well, it was because of the minimum of like this amount of characters.
What?
really?
I have a minimum character amount?
It's kind of lame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You reckon 5 would be a good amount?
I know, right?
Yeah. So obviously I'm
Alright.
balancing with 1 and 2 M's.
Now you said like I'm not gonna lie, I was like kind of like not paying attention. But you said like your VTube avatar, it was like like a female or something.
Yeah, I started with a female because it's just easier for me to draw stuff for and to know what I want.
And
I
what-
did look into getting a male, but I don't know how to model male VTubers or male models, and frankly, I'm too far in now.
Okay.
Gotcha. Now, do you like keep it like the same voice you like currently have, or do you like use like a voice changer or something?
No, I just keep the same voice. There's a lot of
Same
people
voice.
who do that as well.
Ah, I see. Yeah, because often when I see like VTubers, it's usually just like I don't think I've ever seen like maybe the exception of like one with like a male avatar. It's usually just like cute
Yeah.
anime girls,
Yeah.
either like 2D or 3D. So I was like wondering like how does that work? All right. And are people like okay with, because like normally when it comes like cute anime girl, people are like expect like I want girl voice, but then how's like the audience like for you when it comes like using,
Well,
like, a
usually
normal
once
guy
they
voice?
figure out I'm a dude, they just leave.
Oh. Oof.
So I never really see that video.
Mm,
I think it's harder as using a female model and a male voice than using a male model and a male voice, because you can play the whole e-boy kind of persona.
yeah, some
But,
people would be
I don't
like,
mind.
like some people are like, hey, it's catfishing, but I mean,
Yeah. But he's not hiding his voice, He's
he's
not like,
not. No.
Yeah.
he's like, hi, I'm Jaycee. I'm totally a girl.
and it's like, get the fuck out of here.
It's a trap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
So, how long have you been doing VTubing? I'm not sure if we asked this already, but
I think about 2.5 to 3 months now.
Dang,
really?
so it's recent.
Oh, wow.
Kinda.
Yeah, pretty recent. Yeah.
Is that the same amount of time you've been streaming in general, or have you been like doing streamings before going into VTubing?
I did like half a month of just test stream to see what I couldn't run with no model.
Gotcha. So just like a traditional stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the most part.
No cam. Did you use camera, or is it like no cam kind of stream?
It was just no cam until
Okay.
I got set up with my tracking and everything.
Mm.
All right. Well, anyone else want to ask any questions of our mini little interview here?
How do you feel about Pokemon VTubing?
Oh, so the community has been pretty split on that. I
Yeah.
think. I think most of me and my friends, they don't really care. It's just like, why are you trying to gatekeep the community?
Yeah.
I mean, I understand that some people think that her community is pretty toxic.
Yeah.
But I don't see a problem with it. If they want to try it out, try it out. I mean, if you're really like thinking that this is gonna affect your viewers, then you're probably not doing that good of a job, or you're
Yeah.
just too deep in of like feeling that viewership is everything.
Yeah, I feel like if you were gonna watch Pokemon, you were gonna watch her anyway, regardless if she was gonna VTube or not. And
Yeah.
it's not like you're gonna lose your viewers to her if your viewers were already watching in the first place, because they're not there. They're not gonna be like, oh, Pokemon's finally a VTuber now. Fuck yeah, I don't need to watch any other ones anymore. I need to just watch Pokemon instead.
I mean, I looked it up a little bit yesterday or like 2 days ago. Wasn't it she's just doing like the VTubing thing as like an experiment or something? Seeing what it was like.
So for all the viewers who has like no clue what we're talking about, so basically, while we're on the subject of VTubing, this is big time streamer / YouTuber named Pokemon. If you don't know her, she's like one of the biggest female streamers / YouTube content people on the internet, and she has a big following. I'm assuming the following is like 99% guys or some shit.
Yeah.
That are like young or some shit, and she's known for streaming like a whole bunch of games. One of the things that she's infamous for is kind of following every trend in order to get popular. Like for example, she played a lot of League of Legends when League of Legends was at its peak in popularity. She played a lot of Fortnite when Fortnite popped up, so she hopped on the Fortnite trend. She switched to Valorant whenever Valorant started becoming big, and because of that, she got a lot of criticism when she decided to join the VTube community. Not that she didn't get criticism before; she used to get a lot of criticism before because her fan base is, they're labeled usually as simps or white knights, where they would defend her whenever anyone would talk bad about her. That kind of earned her a bad reputation amongst the people on the internet. So people like Leafy and a whole bunch of other content creators would make content kind of criticizing or bashing her, and now she's known as a very controversial figure in the community. Yeah. And when she went to VTubing, people were like, "Oh my god, she's just using this as a trend, and she doesn't really care about VTubing."
She's just she's bandwagoning.
She's bandwagoning. She's trying to. She's saying we don't want her to be the face of VTubing when she already has such a big following and everyone else has been here for a really long time. We've been pumping out content and stuff, but now she's here gonna take over the field, and she's gonna be the biggest one now.
I mean, were people really giving her shit just for like bandwagoning on like games? Because that just sounds like just, I don't know, common sense, smart business practice to me.
Yeah, it's like in general.
Isn't that like what literally everyone does? Like, you go on to what's hot if you want to be successful on.
Yeah, but she got hate because she already had a polarizing background. Since she has, as Jaycee said, a toxic fan base that would defend her no matter what she did. Like, that gets annoying. Where if you're gonna criticize somebody, you just get bombarded by all these annoying little white knights, right? Like that generates a lot of hate towards that content creator, and then people don't like bandwagoning because they feel like they're just taking advantage of it instead of actually really caring about the thing that they're hopping on, because VTubing was such a niche community before, and then because it's not something that most people would dive into. It felt like as Jaycee said, it feels like people are trying to invade their space, so they're trying to gatekeep people like Pokemon from evading it and taking it over when it was like theirs.
I don't know. It's just that I've never heard any criticism about like the whole bandwagon thing. Like a lot of people have heard about Pokimane. I've heard like zero criticism about that. The only thing I've heard about was like earlier this year she got into trouble with like another YouTuber or streamer where she received criticism for something, but then she fired back. I don't know what the details were, but essentially it led to like that other person she was like in dispute with, like to like get banned or like have their like stuff removed or something like that. And
Yeah,
that's what that's the criticism
fan,
I
yeah.
heard. That's what I've heard, but I didn't hear anything about like the whole bandwagoning thing. Cause like, to me,
Well,
that
I mean,
makes
it's not
no
just
common
that.
sense.
It's also like the bandwagoning thing is one of the things that people feel is like fake about her. Like on top of the bandwagoning thing, they don't like her because they feel like that she's fake. You know, like she's not being herself. She's just playing this role or this character of being this quirky, nice girl who like I'm not saying it because I hate her or anything. I actually have no opinion on her because I really don't care about her as a content creator. But they like if I'm just trying to set up into the mind of someone who does hate her.
Gotcha.
That she's just fake and she's not being herself when she's doing it. She's just doing it to get fans and which isn't a bad thing to get more fans, but she's doing it in such like dishonest way is the problem I think people have with her.
All right, got you. Yeah, because
Yeah.
like I feel like because like I do kind of agree with like the arguments you guys made about why people are upset that Pokemon's getting into VTubing.
Mhm.
But I thought it was mainly just because like it was a combination of the drama that happened on earlier this year, and then when she said she was going to take a break during August, and then when she came back, that she decided to get into VTubing. So that on top of the previous drama this year is what added fuel to the fire. That was like what my understanding of it was.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean she's done some other stuff too. I'm sorry for interrupting, but
It's all good.
I'm just adding a small thing that in the League community she does. You guys know Tyler One? He's like the biggest League of Legends streamer, and he's also known in the streaming community in general.
Yeah.
I just know the memes. That's it.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
Tyler One, when he first started playing League again after he got unbanned, he plays this one character in League of Legends called Draven, right? And one of the things that made people kind of like turn on her was the fact that she would play certain characters that aren't Draven very often. But then when Tyler One came back into League of Legends, she randomly picked Draven, and she was like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna just play Draven. I'm gonna fight, their bot lane." And it turns out that the enemy player, one of them was Tyler One, and she just happened to lock in his champion, and she just happened to pick his role, which was in a role that she normally plays. And so people were like, "Hold on, did you just like snipe his Q?" Like meaning that she's trying to calculate, the fucking timers to get into his game and be on the enemy team. Did you just fucking pick his character, and then fucking pretend that you didn't know that was gonna happen? And so that was like kind of one of the things that made the League community kind of turn on her a little bit. And then ever since then, she's been growing her brand and trying to expand herself and make herself bigger. And because like in all things, the more people that follow you, the more haters you're gonna get. It's just it's just what happens. So because of that, she became more of a controversial figure, and that's why a lot of people just don't trust her.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
And then now that she's doing this VTubing thing, a lot of VTubers are very unhappy. So it's just another thing that's gonna make people not really like her as much. But yeah, personally, my take is that she's just doing what she thinks is either A, best for her channel for her growth, or B, she just wants to do it because she thinks it's fun, or where the fuck. And as long as she's not hurting anybody or do anything like what Bellathorn did to OnlyFans, I think it's fine. I don't think people should really give a shit about what she does.
I agree.
If you don't like her, then just fucking don't watch your shit. Just that's perfectly fine.
Mhm.
But yeah, what do you guys think?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I also agree with that.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I don't watch streamers much in the first place. The only stuff I see is like content like posts on the YouTube every now and then. But yeah. But yeah, I've been like whatever about it. If she wants to do that, go for it.
Yeah.
I don't know why you need to gatekeep or anything. So.
Yeah. As long as she's not being like JK, you know, VTubing is actually for cringy weebs. It's like, okay, that's the one I'll be like, what the fuck? You don't just do that, you know?
That
But
would be pretty fucked up.
yeah, if she's not hurting anybody. Like, who cares? Just fucking don't watch her content. Leave. Like, if you really hate her that much, drop dislikes, whatever. Just fucking move on with your day.
Yeah, just drop dislikes. You know, like I hate this place. Like,
You know, I'm only here to give you a review and then give her a dislike. That's all I'm here for. You know, do your
1
thing,
star
like-
review and a dislike.
I mean, you could. I don't know if we should be advocates for that though.
We're not. We're just saying.
I'm saying that it is something you can do if you really dislike her enough to just like fucking bother to click on her videos and just give her a dislike. You know?
Yeah, you know, if you hate her, don't watch her stuff. Like, easy as that. Like,
I don't get people who do that. By the way, who just go to videos that of people they don't like just to drop a dislike. It's like, what the fuck, dude? Like, why? You could be through so many things.
Aren't some of those like bots or something at the same time?
I'm sure they are, but obviously there's always gonna be a few people who are gonna dislike.
Definitely.
Yeah.
yeah. One more thing I heard about, you know, the whole drama is that she was saying shit to this VTuber who's like, I don't know if he's popular or not, but yeah, he was saying shit about how that VTuber is hiding behind an avatar. That's why some people gave her shit about it, because like, hey, didn't you say to this person that, you know, like, I'm not saying VTubing in general, but like, that VTuber is, you know, doing like an avatar, but for her to do that, it's like, it's kind of like, what the fuck? Like, you're gonna, you know, you're giving shit to a VTuber, and then you're gonna be a, you know, VTuber yourself.
Yeah.
Well, I think.
But
I think from also what I've heard is that she's not becoming a full-time VTuber. She's just when she's lazy and doesn't want to. She's lazy, not the word. When she doesn't want to do makeup, so
yeah,
a no-cam
I
stream turns
understand that.
into a VTubing stream, I guess.
Like I've never dabbled with makeup, and it always looks like a pain in the ass that I wouldn't want to do every day if I were a girl. Like my sister used to wake up like 5 a.m. Like she would start school at 7, but then she would wake up at 5 a.m. just to put on her makeup before she makes food to eat. I'm just like,
bro, it sucks waiting for somebody doing makeup. you're just there. You're just like, we're supposed to go an hour ago.
Yeah, like makeup just sounds like a pain in the ass.
ready, and then you're just waiting for them.
Yeah.
I mean, VTubing adds that extra layer of protection. We're also adding that screen that what shows is, well, kind of shows is the person. Cause I also hear like another problem with streaming, or at least when. Well, I think just streaming in general, when it comes to like just showing your face or not showing your face, is that the streams where there's a face cam, those tend to be more popular. Those tend to get more.
Oh yes, that's for sure.
To not.
I'm sure people would like it more if we did fucking face cams, but you know we're just chilling.
Reverse Uno card file. How about the viewers do the webcams,
That'd be wild. That'd be
You just have
crazy.
them on the Zoom call.
Literally see the amount of people watching. The whole 2 people.
How about we do the podcast from now on like that? Like, fucking, the guests are now fucking webcamming.
Yeah,
And we're just like this, like our regular avatars.
Nah, that would just scare people away.
It's like, what the fuck?
What little people we had would just be like 0. Like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
The
just
reason
messing around.
The reason why we don't do face cam, by the way, chat, is because we don't all have webcams, and plus sometimes we just don't want to be on face cam. So
Yeah.
I mean, we're never on face cam anyway, even on normal days.
Yeah. Like,
yeah.
We're not trying to go like super like professional. This is literally just something we just do to shoot.
I'm sure our audience doesn't even watch us anyway; they just listen to us
Yeah, it's
in the
just
background.
noise.
So like
That's what I do most of the time when listening to podcasts. I don't actively watch. I just have it like play in the background.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, anyone else have anything to say about the Pokemon topic before we move on?
Nah, drama
No.
being drama.
That we're gonna do V2.
Is there any VTubers that you guys like often watch sometimes, or just like you
I'm
see something pop up on YouTube, you're like, oh, okay.
I'm starting to have a list, and if you guys would like, I'll let you guys know later.
Oh, letter.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, because it's not that big of a thing yet. I haven't really followed people. Some people I know are doing it. Like for example, obviously Pokemon. I hear Lily Pichu of Offline TV, which Pokemon is also a part of, is also doing VTubing. I'm assuming more people I know are gonna start doing it. But
Yeah.
as of now, no. Occasionally, I join Jaycee streams sometimes, but
Yeah.
it's only if I'm like at work or not doing anything.
It's like whenever
yeah.
you catch a stream, then yeah.
Yeah, whenever I catch Jaycee streaming, I'm like, hey, I just join and say, hey, what's up, and be there for a little bit.
Yes, for me, like, there's only one that like comes on like someone like named like Pika Me.
Oh yeah, she's.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
pretty funny.
She's
pretty funny. Just has that chaotic, cute girl energy. I'm like, I love it. Just cause like, fucking
Did you hear the kettle noise?
Just
yeah,
fucking-
the
Yeah.
kettle noise with the laugh. It reminds me of like this other podcast I listen to or the animated where someone did like an animation of some scenes from a podcast I listen to where they just like put like different personification to like the laughter and all that, like like a kettle or like a truck or like
Yeah.
just
Yeah, she's. Yeah.
yeah. That's the only one I recognize, and you just check out like the couple minute clips that like pop up that just get to the meat of it.
Yeah.
Is Nusuto your friend, by the way, JC?
Yes, he is also
Okay.
a VTuber.
Oh, okay.
I see. But yeah, if that's it for VTubing, I guess we're gonna move on to the next topic,
All right.
which hits a little closer to home than than our usual topic.
Probably not home for the audience, but just
Yeah, buckle up, boys and girls, because this is gonna be a wild ride
Yeah.
for a story.
I'm already exhausted.
So,
All right, hit us off, Jim.
all right, I guess the first thing I want to mention is that Paul was a scary figure because he had those death stares, and then he would yell and stuff for our drill team and stuff. He's also kind of a meme slash character in RTP because he was always that guy with a stick up his ass who takes everything seriously, but you also respect because he's a good dude.
Which
Obviously-
was odd, which was kind of odd because like either like
Or was
people hated the other people that had like sticks up their asses, but for some reason I had preferential treatment of that.
Yeah, and
Which is
RTC is kind of a shit fest in the sense that people are always getting shit from other people. You can't please everybody. But with Paul, he was just a character that you respected, no matter like how weird some things he does would be. Like he used to say random British words, like he'd say bloody a lot and say arse instead of ass. Like he's not American or something. Like what the fuck?
Oh yeah, fucking wankers.
He'd say cool beans a lot. He'd say frick a lot too before he started cursing. So he was kind of a bit of a character that we all made fun of, or at least I didn't at the time because I was just a fucking little guy. But everyone would make fun of him from time to time. He
was the guy that had the stick up his ass, but he was a good guy.
Mhm.
Like he wasn't like some asshole or a douche.
And because of that, I used to make memes about him that I would post on Facebook that people apparently enjoyed. Some of which included the fact that he never smiled. Like he would go out of his way not to smile. You'd make a joke, he'd be like, beep boop, kid, staying neutral.
What is laughter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is joy?
And the fact that he would also be super strict and stuff, and over the course of my sophomore year, which was when I posted most of those memes, I became better friends with Jaycee. I think San Diego was probably the big event that got us to talk to each other more. I think Jace, right?
Yeah, the sorbet incident.
Not just that. Oh, remember that bus ride back where we just fucking repeated this mantra over and over? Each time we repeated it, it just got funnier and funnier.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Just trolling other people.
Yeah. And then, you know, we became better friends, and then sooner, at some point, me and Jaycee became known as a duo who would, like, fuck with people. Like, one of the things that Jaycee would do was steal stuff from people's bags, which he did to me at the beginning of my freshman year, and I'd be like, what the fuck? But eventually I joined him, and then people kind of associated us as these two annoying little shits. When me and Jaycee were used to be known as like these quiet kids who didn't really talk to very many people.
I know, it was wild.
Yeah.
It's like an evolution, bro.
Yeah, and then at some point,
So be so quiet and well behaved.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then at some point, Paul graduated, and then this is one guy. I'm not gonna say his name, but this is one guy that was a year older than Jaycee and I, who was known as like a jokester. I'm not sure if you guys know who I'm talking about. If you guys don't know, I'll mention it after the stream. But you know, he made this joke with him and his group, which contained that people that we know, and they made a joke on Facebook where they would put Paul in like random pictures, like a dollar bill, and then they would say stuff like "In Paul we trust," and this is based Paul, and then me and Jaycee saw that. We're like, hey, we can make some jokes with this stuff.
I thought the jokes originated with you guys.
No, we didn't start we didn't start it. No.
Oh shit.
And so we got it from this one guy, and then we started, doing our own shit. Like, for example, one of the first things we did was that we took a old staff picture of Paul where he was smiling, which was like a rare occurrence. And I
was forced to smile at that picture. That's why.
Yeah, it's for the staff pictures. And then we took that picture, and then we put it up on the top of the TV in the main classroom. The main classroom is like this hall, so it's a pretty big room. And then this is one TV, and then we had Paul's picture on it, and we also got a small
fake candle
that we got from a school RTC event from the previous year. And we had that up, so it was like kind of like an altar. So we called it the Paultar.
Oh shit! I forgot about that pun.
So we would offer like the altar food, and we'd alter sacrifices of people's student ID cards, because Jaycee would steal the ID cards from their bags, and then we'd offer it up.
What the shit?
Wow, some crazy ass stuff, man.
to the altar, and that just became a joke, and then it just expanded more and more. And then eventually, this one guy who's a year younger than me, I won't say his name, but he was so butthurt about it. It wasn't Paul. It was just a guy who's a year younger, and then he got so offended by it that he would try to dismantle the Palter, which is literally just like 2 items, and try to like we take it down, but we would just put it back up, and then at some point, I think Paul came in and ripped up the picture, right?
I don't remember ripping a picture.
I thought you came in and you ripped the picture, no?
If I did, I don't remember. The only thing I remember was like chasing one of you guys down. I was like, hey, stop this shit. Like, legit, let's sprint it down like a hallway. Well, outdoor hallway, whatever. And just like, grab you guys by the backpack. And the other thing I remember is just doing like a pulled you two clowns into like a classroom and just gave you guys like a lecture for like 30 minutes.
So that's a little later, but
yeah, that's the only stuff I remember though.
Okay, so I guess the person I was talking about was the one that ripped up the pictures. So he was like, you know what, fuck this Palter shit. I'm gonna fucking take the picture and rip it up. And then that's when we fucking took it up to the next level. So we made a group on Facebook called the Apaulstles of Ook. And that became the name, because Apaulstle is obviously a pun, and then Ook is the last name. So that became a thing. We actually got some people to join as a joke, obviously, and then we had like a decent sized following, and then one of the things that went on in RTC every day was like,
how much is a decent sized following?
like 5 people.
Oh, 5? Oh, okay, I thought it was like more than that.
Paul's disappointed.
Oh,
like,
some people
damn.
Like,
like,
yeah,
okay, well,
Was like,
my cult wasn't big enough.
Don't worry, Paul. You had secret followers. Don't worry.
I'm like that one minor god from, what was that anime? Fucking anime that Jim wanted me to watch so bad. Origami.
Yeah.
I'm that guy.
But
I'm that
yeah.
minor god.
So we had like 5 followers, and then once the picture was ripped, we were like, okay, well, what do we do now? So instead of letting the joke die, we were like, hey, what if we just printed pictures of the same Paul smile, but except we couldn't afford color printing, so we just printed everything in black and white.
Black and white. Hundreds and hundreds.
We had so many copies, so every time that guy would rip up the new Paul picture, we just put up a new one. We just had so fucking many, and then we put it. We started putting the pictures all over the classroom.
Yeah, we started hiding in people's books, people's bags.
Oh my god.
We'd hide it in shelves, under desks, all that stuff.
You guys hid it in the locker room, I heard.
Okay,
no.
It's spread into the locker room.
So our
like-
thing is that we kept everything inside the RCC classroom, and I guess some of our followers took it too far, and then they would spread it in other classrooms, and we never gave them consent. We never gave our consent to that. So,
Oh wow, now you care about consent. You know,
It's rogue cells. It's rogue cells.
pictures it out to me.
So we just wanted to keep in the classroom, but then keep in mind all our followers were males. All right, so
Of course.
there was a Paul picture in the Japanese classroom, and we're like, what the fuck? Gotta get there, and then the biggest example was that there was a Paul picture inside the girls' locker room, and we're like,
Oh God.
how did we get there?
God.
We're all guys. What?
Someone did the illegal.
Yeah.
Someone broke the rules.
Or a girl got converted and just brought it in.
I guess so.
Yeah. So that was crazy, and we're like, huh. And then the guy who ripped up the pictures, he was like so offended, man. We played Moose Soccer one for not the thing. We did Moose Soccer for like our district's fucking Moose Soccer event.
Mhm.
And for practice, every time he would like stop me from making a goal during practice, he'd be like, yeah, fuck the Apaulstles, and I'll be like, bro, chill, what the
Damn.
You guys
man.
made him low-key hate me, I bet.
It got so he hated us so badly that he talked to staff, and he was like, hey, how do we get Jim and Jaycee banned from RTC? Like, stop them from coming in except during class. Like, it got to that level, and I was like, you're kind of a little bitch, aren't you?
I don't think that's enforceable. I don't think that's allowed.
Well, how are they gonna force that? Be like, hey, you can't come in. Like, fuck that shit. I'm the fucking marching commander, the fucking cleanup commander, and all that shit. You can't stop going in. Who's gonna clean that shit? Not me. So, yeah, he I think his hatred of us went too far, more than we went too far.
I think it definitely fueled it as well. It fueled us wanting to troll him more.
Yeah. So one of the things that makes me laugh to this day is that one time he was so upset with us that we put a bunch of Paul pictures inside his binder, inside his books, inside his backpack and stuff. But then one time, he got hella mad, so he started like tearing, like going through his shit, taking out the Paul pictures, and then Jaycee goes up to him with an apple, and he bit into an apple and made the biggest crunch sound possible.
What? Why? Why? What purpose does that serve?
It's just to troll him. There's no reason to do that.
I guess it does have to make sense.
He's just too troll.
It was just like a soft bite. Jaycee made sure he bit to it as hard as possible, like a very sharp sound.
Very juicy apple right there.
That's too funny.
Yeah, and then that guy, I think, hated us for like the next year, even after the joke died. And after the Paul pictures were distributed, we're like, hey, what if we had T-shirts?
Oh my god.
Oh shit! I forgot about it.
How did you forget the T-shirts? Even I remember the T-shirts.
I still have it. I still have mine to this day. It's in my drawer somewhere. I haven't worn it in a really long time.
I think it's
now.
my drawer somewhere as well. Of course, I haven't been home I don't go home very often now.
Yeah. So we designed a shirt. We put Paul's face on the shirt.
It was colored too, wasn't it? Wasn't it like
Yeah, it was a colored.
You guys actually
image
spent
review.
money on that.
We spent money for a joke. Yeah. But we got a big reaction from that. So that was like, okay, you know what? That's not too bad.
Is that a good big or a bad big?
What do you mean? How can it be bad?
Yeah, any publicity is good publicity.
Exactly.
Of course. I mean, it's almost not like you're telling a story about how someone was like super offended about it.
So we sold 4 shirts. One of them gave his away because his parents got mad. They're like, this shirt is stupid. What are you wearing this?
I mean, they're not wrong.
So he had to give his shirt away to the guy who's a year older than us that I mentioned before. He got the shirt instead, and then
I almost thought
yeah.
you meant like you give away to like charity or something.
no, why would you give that to charity?
I mean, why not? Just imagine like some poor kid just like has somewhere out there in the world, like a poor kid just wearing a shirt with my face on it.
We saved money. We only had a front side, so we saved money. But that kid
course.
spent $20 on that shirt just to give it away because his parents didn't want him to wear it. And then what makes me sad is that after we bought the shirts and everyone had one, I had people come up to me. And they're like, "Hey, why didn't you tell me you guys were making a Paul shirt?" The people who weren't even like a part of the group, they were like, "Hey, I'd buy a Paul shirt if you guys had one." And I was like, "Damn, we could have had like at least 3 more people buying our
Could have
shirts."
made bank off of that,
We
and then
could've,
would have gotten
yeah.
a royalty.
Like we didn't make profit off of it. We just sold it for the price that we paid it. And I'm like, damn, we could have fucking got people to buy our shirts and spread the word,
Yeah.
Yeah. And
That's wild. You guys even going aside from the shirts, you guys were like mentioning like what like the palter.
what the halter?
With the shirt, not the shirt, with the picture and like the candle and everything. You guys, like made legit someone think I died or something.
Oh yeah, it's because it was black and white.
It was black and white, which made it even worse. Like I remember how I heard about this, but someone just like told me like, yeah, I thought you died or something. I thought you passed away.
That's how out of hand that you got.
Which is the most fucked up part I heard about this story.
So keep in mind,
people think I died.
keep in mind, obviously, we weren't serious about this religion about where we worship Paul. It was all a big joke. But then some people literally, like some upperclassmen in your guys' year would visit every now and then they'd be like, "So I hear there's a cult here now," and we're like, "What? What? There's no cult here." And yeah, like, news spread around quick to you guys.
Of course, we have something called the internet.
Yeah.
And then I underestimated the impact it would have because like obviously the freshmen in that year were gonna know about the joke because we were there, like, doing it. But then what ended up happening was that the freshman class after them, the one that had no exposure to what we did for the Apaulstles, actually ended up knowing about who Paul is. Like, so they knew they knew his name and they knew what he looked like long after we made any jokes about it. And that was just the craziest thing.
I've had people after the fact approach me whenever I visited ROTC. It was like, "Oh, hey, it's you. You're Paul." I'm like, I have zero idea who you are. At one point, I've even had someone approach me while I was working out at the gym. It's like, "Hey, you're Paul." I'm like, "Who are you? Who are you? I've never met you before in my life. How do you know my name?" Like, "Oh, RTC." I'm like, "What? I haven't visited in years." oh yeah, you know, it's the whole. It's a meme about you. I'm like, of course. Carry on. Carry on with your day.
Did you think in your head, damn you, German Jaycee?
Partially. I mean, even got like my younger sister annoyed too, because she was more known as like, instead of like her first name, she was just more known as like Paul's sister or something. But then again, at the same time, it happened even before the meme, so I guess it just solidified the fact.
Oh.
But yeah.
See,
Eventually at some point, I did have to like shut them down when I went to go visit one day. Like, hey, look, stop this shit. All right, knock it off.
So how Paul found out was that so our school had like a public confessions page on Facebook. I think a lot of colleges still do, but I was in high school, and then one person submitted, like, they found this black and white picture of this guy who may or may not be dead in the girls' locker room, just wondering who he is, and then we're like, me and James are like, what? How'd this happen? And then you know, I have a hunch though that it was just that one guy, the guy older than us, that posted that, but. Regardless, Paul was like, "Okay, it's gone too far," and that's when he decided to do what he did. So, Paul, you want to continue your side of the story?
Yeah, I think I remember chasing down. I think I chased Jaycee down.
Yeah.
At one point, I don't know if that was like for that event or for like a different event. I assume it's for the whole Apaulstle thing. Because like you had like the pictures and stuff.
Yeah.
I just did that because also like. It was like kind of funny, like scaring the shit out of you, just like me just sprinting right after you.
Yeah.
Scared the shit out of you. That was like partially, that was partially for fun, just like, I'm trying to assert my dominance. And
yeah, no, we saw as you just messing around too. We weren't like, oh shit, he's actually gonna kill us or anything.
Yeah, no. Because by then I had like killed out a lot more ever since I entered college/university.
Yeah, he pulled that stick up his ass out a little bit, like an inch or two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then eventually I had to like pull you guys aside and like, okay.
Yeah, and then Paul was like,
for a lecture.
Yeah, Paul was like, hey, this is a serious talk. And then, you know, me and Jaycee snapped out of our like, okay, this is a joking thing. Then we were serious about it. And basically Paul was like, hey, the joke has gone too far. It's like, it's gone to the girls' locker room somehow. And then we were like, yeah, you know, we never planned for it to really go to that point. We were just like, we wanted to keep it inside the classroom, and then somehow one of our followers like must have fucking took it to outside the classroom. And yeah, what?
Yeah.
I still think it was in someone's book, and it probably fell out in there, or
maybe.
But I think I did say like I was like mostly fine with the joke, despite the fact it did make me a little bit uncomfortable. But it was like, look, I can't stop you guys already graduated and stuff, so just try not to go too far and all that stuff. Try to be like an adult about it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we were like, yeah, you know, the joke was there wasn't much left to do with it anyway, because you know we did the shirts, we did the pictures that we put in bags.
Was that before or after when you dressed up as Paul for Halloween?
That was definitely before. Paul Halloween was senior year. Yeah. So
I think I don't know how long I let the joke go on for after I found out about it. That's probably like either like a few weeks or a couple months before I eventually showed up. Because I used to like visit RTC like every now and then. I didn't visit as much as other people did, but just like enough until when the joke became more apparent. Then that's when I just like kind of stopped because I felt a little bit uncomfortable about it.
Yeah. So I'm just checking through Facebook just to see when. Okay, so it looks like that lasted at least 2 or 3 months until you came over. After after you came over, the joke went on for a while, and after you came over, we were like, yeah, you know, it's kind of ran its course. We just let it die. Occasionally, we would like bring it up every now and then, like as like, you know, kind of like a like a flashback or whatever. Like I made a random post where it's like, hey, you know. Where has Paul been in your life? To me, Paul looks over us everywhere, and then that got a good reaction. But we didn't really make any Paul jokes anymore. And then I mean, we still made fun of you, but it was never like as the Apostles of Vuk, you know. And
Of course.
and then after that, long after the joke died, for Halloween, me and Jaycee senior year, me, Jaycee, and another friend of ours dressed up as Paul, because Paul had this very distinct style where he'd wear BDU, Army BDU green pants,
Yep.
a navy blue shirt, typically either a Leadership Academy shirt or a mini boot camp shirt.
Yep.
And he'd have lanyard too, and sunglasses. So so three of us had that exact costume on for Halloween. And then I'm not sure what people said to you, Jaycee, but for one of my classes, my economics class, I walked into class and she's like, my teacher was like, "What are you, a terrorist?"
That's fucking brilliant.
Ouch.
And people kept asking in every class, like, "Hey, what's your costume?" And I was like, "Oh, you know, it's an inside joke." Some people actually did understand it in some of my classes, like in my crafting class. They're like, "Oh, are you Paul?" I'm like, "Oh shit, what's up?" Yeah, I am.
That is fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Cause again, I didn't wear the BDU pants just cause like, oh, cool BDU pants. It's just that for like, back when my cousin used to go to the same school, she was like, Paul, your sense of fashion is terrible. I'm gonna take you out shopping and get you some actual good-looking clothes. I'm like, fine. And then a bunch of people showed up to dress me up and stuff, and they got me like skinny jeans and all that.
Skinny
yeah.
jeans.
And so for that entire year during my sophomore year, I was like wearing skinny jeans. And then junior year, when we went to like mini boot camp, we were able to wear the BDUs along with the the BDU pants. I was like, holy shit! I haven't worn cargo pants in forever. My legs can breathe. And so like I asked our master chief like, hey, can I keep these? And surprisingly, he said yes. I'm like, oh sweet. So I wore those just cause like, oh, my legs can breathe. They're so much comfortable than goddamn skinny jeans.
You never wore the jacket with the fur on top either, man.
I wore it a couple times, and I just like, it's felt like this isn't me. And plus, it was hot as shit to wear because we're in California.
Bro,
Like there's almost no reason to wear that. And
shorts all year long.
I agree.
yeah.
That was the style.
I mean, I also not gonna lie, I did also like the look of the BDU pants just because like I was more, just because the nature of ROTC, I was more militaristic as well.
Yeah. But yeah, after the Halloween thing, we actually nicknamed it Halloween.
Nicknamed it Halloween.
Halloween.
Oh,
Halloween.
you sons of bitches! I didn't hear it. I didn't catch that until you.
There's some other. I forgot the fucking mantra too for the Apaulstles.
You had a mantra? Oh my god!
It wasn't a mantra. It was pretty much like after every prayer we did, we ended with
prayers. Oh no!
We made an Apaulstles website
Like,
where one of the things was submit a prayers. People would actually submit prayers on the website.
oh my god!
But after every prayer, every sacrifice we did for our altar, we would end it with a Hallelujah. Well, there was like another Paul pun that we did, but I forgot it. I'm forgetting it. It's blanking.
You guys are doing like your prayers like holy howdy hatu, something like that. Some weird shit, I reckon.
We had the Orange Bible.
Yeah, the Orange Bible was the Bible. You know, like if we took it seriously, it could have been an organized religion.
It could have been.
It had everything. It had the altar. It has the Bible. Like, you know, it had everything.
The only thing you guys needed was like the charity hat or something. Just like donate money for the organization.
Yeah, we could have. But yeah, I think that other than the Halloween thing, we obviously would not really do much with the Apostles of Vuk thing, but we would bring it up every now and then amongst like ourselves. But yeah, that's kind of the end of that. But yeah, it being a cult or classified as a cult was it was not expected.
Not expected.
It was just a big joke that we were doing. We wouldn't do it every day, but it's just like it was just a thing.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I have like a wild time.
Yeah, if there's anything else you guys want to talk about, I think that wraps up the Apaulstles review.
Pretty
Yeah.
much. We like ended like perfectly on
Yeah.
the 25.
Yeah, perfectly an hour.
Yeah. All right. If you liked our podcast today, you can check out our other episodes on YouTube. The link is in the description below, and we have a total of 8 recorded episodes on there right now, and with this going to be the 9th.
Wow.
Check out our first episode, which is our introductions, where we talk about what we think of each other, talk about ourselves and about each other and stuff, get to know us a little bit better. And then there's a bunch of other episodes, but if you want to hear about our Japan trip, it's a very long podcast, don't get me wrong. It's like 4 hours and 20 minutes. But if you want to hear all the details and stuff, check that out too. It's episode 6. And if you're watching this on YouTube, then you can watch us live stream this every Wednesday evening from, well, basically around 7 o'clock PST, 7 o'clock PM PST. And yeah, around there. Someone put I'll just get onto it. So yeah, catch us next week if you have the time. Jaycee was our special guest today. Hopefully he'll be on for another future episode. But you want to check out his content? Check twitch.tv/Aphem APHEMM for his VTube streams. He does every now and then. Other than that, I think that's about it. Oh, and also, obviously, comment on our videos and stuff. That's always fun. And then, if you're watching it live, don't feel shy to, leave comments on there too.
We have 2 questions in chat. The first one is, if you guys were to plan a heist, what role would each of you play and why? And the other one is, where's Jeffrey?
Jeffrey is busy with schoolwork, I'm assuming, today.
Yeah, he's either doing schoolwork or Call of Duty Modern Warfare or Warzone. Whichever one.
Or both at the same time. He's
Yeah,
a
or
wild
both
guy.
at the same time, yeah. But I think for the heist one, we'll answer that probably next podcast.
Next week. Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds like something that would take a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for joining us today, Jace. I know this
Yeah.
obviously came out of nowhere and you kind of just joined very spontaneously. But I hope you had a good time kind of going through everything.
No, it was fun. Thanks for having me here.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for joining.
Yep.
Alrighty, guys. See you later.
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in. Have a good
Woggy
one.
woggies.